So hello there, everyone. We are back again to passage number 2 this time. It's about changes in reading habits. Should be a pretty interesting story, as these days many people, not people, um, kids have been, scrolling iPads and different these, modern, innovative um, tablets or whatever the gadgets they have, and whereas the adults pretty much stop reading. So yeah, we have multiple choice questions. They follow the order. We have summary completion. They follow the order with a word choice here, and we have true false not given. Probably this is not this shouldn't be a true false not given. Maybe I've just copy pasted it incorrectly because because it seems like it is opinion based. That's why it should be yes no not given, because true false not given is all about fact, whereas yes or no given questions are basically um, opinions. I mean claims. But anyways, let's just get started. Um, what is the writer's main point in the first paragraph? We have to find the main point of the first paragraph. What does the what main point does Sherry Turkle make about innovation? What is the point of the writer making in the fourth paragraph? Um, According to Mark Edmondson, the attitude of college students, something else. Digital, what is that? Studies on digital screen use. Psychologist Ayn Mangan. It should be probably come from here. There we go. And we have Ayn Mangan. We have to take that. Multiple studies. So the questions for summary completion should come from these parts, and also we have studies in what is that, Ziming Liu, some kind of Chinese name. It's really hard to pronounce those names. All right, and then we have true false not given questions. We should follow the order. Anyways, all the questions they follow the order, I believe. True false not given questions. I'm not really gonna touch them just yet. Maybe I'm just gonna read that briefly. Medium we used to read can affect our choice of reading content. Some age groups are more likely to lose their complex. Whoops. Some age groups are more likely to lose their complex reading skills than others. False information has become more widespread in today's digital era. All right. Okay, we still have opportunities to rectify the problems. Rectify means to correct. Okay, to fix, for example. Now, look around on your next plane trip. The iPad is the new pacifier for babies and toddlers. Okay, that's a really good expression. Young school age children read stories on smartphones. Older kids don't read at all, but hunch over video games. Parents and other passengers read on tablets or skim a flotilla of email and news feeds. Unbeknown to most of us, an invincible unbeknown to most of us. That means not. Uh, it doesn't mention a person. We do not know who to most of us. An invincible, game-changing transformation links everyone in this picture. The neuronal circuit that underlies the brain's ability to read is subtly, rapidly changing, and this has implications for everyone from pre-reading toddler to expert adult. Okay, very confusing. Not that much confusing, but confusingly enough. Our use of technology is having a hidden effect on us. Technology can be used. Maybe I don't know. Uh, let me zoom in. Playing games is a more popular use of technology than the reading, but it's not saying it's really popular, so that's not going to be the answer. Travelers should be encouraged to use technology on planes. No. Technology can be used to help youngsters to read. No, as well. That should be probably A then, because having a hidden effect on us means unbeknown to most of us, an invincible game-changing transformation and blah 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 is the answer for question 14. Okay, I'm gonna navigate that over there, give it a number 14. There we go. Now, what point does the Sherry Turkle? Sherry Turkle has to come over here. There he is, but I'm not gonna really jump straight to the third paragraph because I need to have some sort of information before that because they link. As you can see, there's a linking between. This is not simple. That means it should come somewhere around here. So do not skip. It's highly recommended. I advise you to not skip those. As work in neurosciences indicates, the acquisition of literacy necessitated a new circuit in our species' brain more than 6,000 years ago. That circuit evolved from a very simple mechanism for decoding basic information, like number of goats in one's herd, to the present highly elaborated reading brain. My research depicts how the present reading brain enables the development of some of our most important intellectual and effective processes: internalized knowledge, analogical reasoning and inference, perspective taking and empathy, critical analysis, and the generation of insight. Research surfacing in many parts of the world now cautions that each of these essential deep reading processes may be under threat as we move into digital based modes of reading. All right, now this is not simple, okay? A binary issue of print versus digital reading and technological innovations. As MIT scholar Sherry Turkle has written, we do not err as a society when we innovate, but when we ignore what we disrupt or diminish while innovating. In this hinge moment between print and digital culture, society needs to confront what is diminishing in the expert reading circuit, what our children and older students are not developing, and what we can do about it. So society has to pay attention. Probably technological innovation has led to a reduction on print reading. No, we should pay attention to what might be lost, what might be lost when innovation occurs. This is the option. Option B is the most suitable one by far. We should encourage more young people to become involved in innovation. No, nothing for not. There's nothing that is similar to that text. There's a difference between developing products and developing ideas. No. All right, we found another answer. I'm gonna give that a answer number 15. There we go. Fantastic. What is the writer making about in the fourth paragraph? So this is the fourth paragraph. We know, excuse me, we know from research that reading circuit is not given to human beings through a genetic blueprint like vision or language. Okay? It needs an environment to develop. Further, it will adapt to that environment's requirements. So it needs an environment to develop, and then it will develop to that environment's requirements from different writing systems to the characteristics of whatever the medium is used. If the dominant medium advantages processes that are fast, multitask oriented, and well suited for large volumes of information, like the current digital medium, so will the reading circuit. As UCLA psychologist Patricia Greenfield writes, the result is that less attention and time will be allocated to slower, time-demanding deep reading processes. Humans have an inborn ability to read and write. No, they don't have. It's not given to human beings through a genetic blueprint. That's not the answer. Reading can be done using many different mediums. Writing systems make expected demands. Some brain circuits adjust to whatever is required is the most suitable one, I guess. Because the word whatever is required, adjust to whatever is required for them, is that it will adapt to the environment's requirements. There we go. We find another answer. Somehow this is becoming easy. It shouldn't be like that, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm making mistakes and fast assumptions. Very, very quick assumptions, I guess. According to Mark Edmondson, the attitude of college students, okay, increasing reports from educators and from researchers in psychology and the humanities bear this out. English literature scholar and teacher Mark Edmondson describes how many college students actively avoid the classical literature of the 19th and 20th century in favor of something simpler, as they no longer have the patience to read longer, denser, more difficult texts. Okay, We should be less concerned with students' cognitive impatience. Cognitive impatience means cognitive impatience means it's hard for a student or maybe a normal person to read a you know as it mentions longer, denser, more difficult texts. This is known as cognitive impatience. However, then by what may underlie it. This is very good grammar. Instead, they're saying the potential inability of large numbers of students to read with a level of critical analysis sufficient to comprehend the complexity of thought and argument found in more demanding texts. Okay, that means has changed the way he teaches, has influenced what they select to read, does not worry. I think this is the one. Does not worry him as much as it does others, does not match the views of the general public. I don't know. I think that probably doesn't worry him as well, but I don't know. I don't want to make assumptions just yet. I want to take the answer number 17, I guess, right? 17. Give that a 17 over there. There we go. Better. Now, for summary completion, multiple studies show that digital screen use may be causing a variety of troubling downstream effects on reading comprehension in older high school college students. There have been studies on digital screen use showing some trends. What trends? Downstream effects means downstream trend, showing some troubling. Troubling should be worrying. So there we go. Should be worrying. I'm gonna take that. So I'm gonna D and put worrying. All right, psychologists in Mangan have gave high school students a short essay to read, have using digital and have using print mediums. Her team then used a question and answer technique to find out how something each group's understanding of the plot was. So, and the colleges said how schools comprehended. Okay, what is that? Ain and Mangan and colleagues studied how high school students comprehend the same material in different mediums. Mangan's group asked subjects questions about a short story whose plot had universal student appeal. The result indicated that students, what did they do? Summary completion is like you have to understand the grammar, logic, and the collocation. I mean, the word you choose should be suitable to the word that is next to it. Find out how each group's understanding of the plot was. Whose plot had universal appeal is basically how thorough each group's understanding of the plot was. I don't know. I think that's thorough, because the word thorough. The reason thorough. Let me just first of all, right before I proceed to explanations. The reason for the word thorough means universal student appeal. Universal student appeal means that he understood the plot. That means he went inside, which means he went deeper. So that's what I think by far. This is just my opinion. The findings showed a clear pattern in the responses. So I'm gonna take that part as well. The findings showed a clear pattern in the responses, with those who read screens finding the order of information something to recall. Recalls means to memorize. Results indicated that students who read on print were superior in their comprehension to screen reading peers. Okay? Particularly in their ability to sequence detail and reconstruct the plot in chronological order. Who read on print were superior in their comprehension means that was difficult for them to recall. Superior means they were, they had a better chance of understanding the text. So before I just proceed, I want to take my time to and give the numbers of the answers here. 18, and here it should be 19. There we go. Should be 19, and then we have 20 over here. We have 20. Is that right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we have, so we have superior, blah blah blah. It keeps on going. So I'm gonna write, what am I supposed to write? Hard. So I think hard is going to be the answer. So hard. F option stands for hard. There we go. Studies by Ziming Liu show that students are tending to read something words and phrases in the text to save time. Ziming Liu from San Jose State University has conducted a series of studies which indicate that the new norm in reading is skimming involving word spotting and browsing through the text. Word spotting means, that's really easy. Skimming means finding keywords, tending to read isolated words. Because the word isolated means whenever you're looking for information, for example, when we were skimming for the word Ein Mangan, I did not read the whole text. I just skimmed through the paragraphs and I found the name. This is called skimming. And at the same time, Ein, I was looking at the particular word, which means isolated from other words. So so I'm just gonna choose the word isolated, which is B. Isolated. There we go. This approach, she says, gives the reader a superficial understanding of the something content of material, leaving no time for thought. Really? So when the reading brain skims like this, it reduces time allocated to deep reading processes. In other words, if you don't have time to grasp complexity, to understand another's feelings, to perceive beauty, and to create thoughts of the reader's own. So to perceive beauty and to create another's feelings, perceive beauty and create thoughts of the reader's own, means that it means that it saves time, gives the reader a superficial understanding. In other words, we don't have time to grasp complexity to understand another's feelings. Superficial kind of means fake, so I think feelings is like emotional. I don't know, because the word combined cannot be combined material fast and cannot. There's no word such as combined content, fast content, and many content. It's not suitable to the text, but only emotional, because that's the first reason. And on the other hand, the word feelings is suitable for emotional, right? So I'm just gonna take that and give those things a number. Hold on there, guys. 22. There we go. And I'm gonna give another text. Give this a 21. Hold on there, guys. There's a message. 1 second. All right, let's continue. Now, true, false, and questions. The possibility that critical analysis, empathy, and others' deep reading processes could become the unintended collateral damage of our digital culture is not a straightforward binary issue about print versus digital reading. The medium we use to read can affect our choice of reading content. It is about how we all began to read on various, there should be the word on various mediums, and how that changes only what we read, but also the purpose of what we read. There we go. We found the answer for true, false, not given. I mean, yes, not given. That is the option for question number 23. 23. Okay. Now, nor is it only about the young. Subtle entropy of critical analysis and empathy affects us all equally. There we go. Another answer for us. It should be 24. Should be 24. Give this a 24. There we go. So this one, the first one's going to be yes. Which is true, of course, which is true, not the this. I think it's yes, no, given instead of true, false, not given. Otherwise, you can just convert it. You just can convert the word yes into true and false into no, and not given is maintains the same. So the reason for question number 23 being yes is that can affect our choice of reading content means so it says that could become an unintended collateral damage of our digital culture is not a straightforward binary issue about print versus digital reading. It is about how we all began to read on various mediums and how that changes not only what we read, but also the purpose of what we read, of which we read. Okay, so they think affect our choice of reading content means, but also the purposes of for which we read. Some age groups are more likely to lose their complex reading skills. Here is saying the answer is going to be no, because the subtle entropy of critical analysis and empathy affects us all equally. It affects our ability to navigate a constant bombardment of information. So that's why the answer is going to be no. Or if the question or if the questions are true false, then that should be false. All right, there we go. We have the answer no. False information has become more widespread in today's digital era. So it incentivizes a retreat to the most familiar source of unchecked information, which require and receive no analysis, leaving us susceptible to false information and irrational ideas. I found the word false information, but I didn't find information of whether it was widespread in contemporary world. So it's gonna be not given. There we go. We still have opportunities to rectify the problems that your technology is presenting. There's an old rule in neuroscience that does not alter with age. There you go. Oh, okay. Does not alter with age. This one is an emphasis. This is a bit more of an explanation for the word. Empathy affects us all equally. So use it or lose it. It is a very helpful principle when applied to critical thought and reading brain because it implies choice, right? So this is another answer for the preceding answer of the question number 24. They're adding slightly more information to it, proving that age is not the gap. We possess both the science and the technologies to identify and redress the changes in how we read before they became entrenched. Okay, there we go. Question number 26. It's not 25 because 25 is not given. That's why there's no numbers. 26. I'm gonna take 26 over here. Give this a yes. I'm going to take yes. There we go. The reason we still have opportunities to rectify the problems that technology is presenting means that we possess both science and the technology to identify and readdress the changes in how we read before they become entrenched. If we work to understand exactly what we will lose alongside the extraordinary new capacities that the digital world has brought us, there is much reason for excitement as caution. So yeah, there you go, guys. We finished passage 2. Yeah, there you go. If you have any questions, make sure to comment down below. Yeah. By the way, do not really pay attention to my facial expression, but also you can pay attention to my haircut, as I did, of course. As you can see, I did have a haircut. But anyways, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you have any questions, make sure to comment down below, and I will come with the very prompt response. Thank you very much for watching.